In the next set of exercises, we're going to be working on this page right here, and we are going to enhance this page using some JavaScript. We have some content that displays some of the various flavors of the infused waters that our company has to offer. And we're going to be transforming this page into a page that looks like this, where instead of having the user need to scroll on the page to be able to access all the content will reside in a tabbed interface. So the user will be able to click these tabs to be able to get to the various sections of the web page. This is a really nice technique to be able to incorporate in your website when you have a page that's kind of long and you have a lot of content, but it might not be necessary for all of that content to display at one time. So we'll be transforming this starting page into the page that we see right here. And because this technique relies on JavaScript, we're going to progressively enhance the page. So if the JavaScript is not available, the user is going to see this page right here. It'll be totally accessible and it looks reasonably good. What's going to happen is we're going to use our JavaScript to add a class to a tag, and we'll be able to make changes on the tag. So let me just show you the starting HTML that we have to work with. This is the page that I have to start to work with, and the area that we're concerned about starts in these comments that begin where it says tabs and then it ends where the tab section ends. So the structure of this page is set up like this. There's a div with an ID of tab group that wraps around all of the tabs on my page. Within that div there is going to be an H3 which has the header of the tabbed section, and this will ultimately become the name of the tab itself. And you can see that I've assigned some class names and an ID to that particular H3. Then I have a div that has a class that has two class names assigned to it as well as an ID, and it wraps around an image and a paragraph of text. And then that just repeats itself throughout my page. The first tab you can see has a class of active on both the H3 and on the div tag, and that's just to enable us to be able to style these uniquely from the other tabs. So if we look at our page in the browser, you can see that the active tab is white with green text, and the other tabs are going to be green with white text. So they look a little bit different. And when I click on these tabs, obviously the styling of that tab is going to change and update so that the user knows what's happening. This page is obviously being controlled by quite a bit of CSS. So if I go into my CSS file, you can see that I actually have quite a few styles, and pretty much where you see tab content is where all of the styles for the tab section starts. I also have quite a few styles for .ready and more complex selectors that are using the .ready class. .ready is not something that currently exists on our page. We are going to dynamically add the ready class to our page so that we can turn this page into something a little bit different. So when we add the class called ready dynamically with our JavaScript, then these styles right here are going to be applied to all of my tab sections. So until that JavaScript class of ready gets added to the page, these styles are basically ignored because they're more specific and they are not going to affect the page. So this is what we'll end up building, and this is what we're going to start from. In the next series of lessons, I'll walk you through how we are going to enhance our starting page.